I'd like to welcome each and every individual to Voices of Integrity podcast for the movie book library. And just to give you heads up, warning here, um, you're likely going to be offended. And so don't be stupid, you know, don't be stupid. Um, and what do I mean by that? I would think that would be pretty clear. Like, I only have one boundary. I only have one boundary. That's the only boundary I have in my life. There's no other boundary. So people who have boundaries are just funny to me. But my boundary is don't be stupid. Now, what's the difference between stupid or ignorant? Ignorant is not knowing what to do. Stupid is not doing what we know. And so, like, you might be thinking, probably are, like, Mark seems to be a little on edge today. Um, any ideas why Mark seems to be a little on edge today?
Maybe because lots of people that were supposed to be here are not here.
Oh, no, no, no. I love when people don't show up. Oh my goodness. What a great blessing. Like, oh my goodness. I like, I don't want to get too excited, right? Like, I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, it is so cool. Man. So you can't do that, right? Because otherwise, you'll go ahead and, who knows what will happen. Hey, ladies. Oh, look at that. There's a whole troop of
There you
ladies
go.
here that are joining us today. Like,
A
hey,
whole
everyone,
a whole plethora.
a plethora of them,
Yeah,
a whole
but
quiver full.
is a pithy plethora or just a plethora?
Yeah, I don't know. And so, today's book, and again, I want to warn you, do you like
Avery, cover your ears.
Avery's there
And Kaylee.
and Kaylee's there? Oh, all right. So a couple of my youngest grandchildren are there. Um, So that's the way to subdue me, Don, is
Yeah,
tell me that the grandchildren are in the room. Anyways, um, I've found out, Don, that I can go ahead and say some crazy things in front of my youngest grandchildren. As long as I do it when I'm laughing and have a smile, they have no idea what Grandpa's saying. But the others do. So
yeah.
today's book is, again, this can go south really, really, really fast. I mean, don't even want to tell you how fast this one can go. So, it could go ahead and go south faster than, the podcast with Kernitha. And those, no, just
That's
saying,
pretty fast.
that's pretty fast. Like,
Yeah,
my Mark the red face will come out.
yeah.
Okay. So today's is, hide a dagger behind a smile. And so this is just really intriguing. The book is. Why is that, Mark? Why am I talking to myself? Because other people's brains have a hard time process things fast enough. So this is why I like when I'm the only one around, because at least I have intelligent conversations. For you that are kind of somewhat listening to the podcast, I don't know why you're listening because I've already told you, warned you. And so if you're thinking, well, Mark's really arrogant or he's narcissistic, I get it. It's okay that you think that. I totally understand. It's because I am a mirror to you. So somehow, I don't know how, but somehow I get to be a mirror to people. So this one here, this book is intriguing. Read it many years ago. And it's about the Chinese and largely about the Chinese and it's their warfare. Now they've been around, I don't know, 3,000 years. So probably ought to study them because they've been around for 3,000 years. And so there's different strategies. So what I learned is often, hide a dagger behind a smile. Like Patrick, he and I were talking sometime or somebody, I don't remember now. I don't think I'm getting old. I just have so many people in my life. Oh my goodness. And there's more. If you don't have any friends, I got friends I can give you. I mean, I'll loan you. Obviously, I don't want to lose them. Like, I don't want to do that. Like, for sure. But just the book title is like, so it's kind of, probably a guidebook. Um, why is it a guidebook, Mark? Thanks for asking. Because girls, women, they don't have to read the book to learn how to do the stuff in the book. They just, they're genetically, they are genetically wired to do all of these things in this book without any training, anything. Nothing there? Okay. Uh, and so, so the book helped me to understand that there are many ways to win a war. And so it was just brilliant. It was just like, so the driver personality is always the frontal. Like, you don't stab somebody in the back, you stab them in the front. Stabbing and smiling and then stabbing them. Like, holy cow, who would do something like that? That would be a very cruel person. I'm not saying women are cruel. Don't connect dots. If you connect a dot, if you pick up something I'm laying down, that's on you. It's not on me. I lay down a snake, you pick it up. That snake bites you. Don't blame me. Try to take a little bit of ownership here. And so, but I've had to learn over the years that, sometimes you gotta, hide a dagger behind a smile. That in The Art of War. I don't know if I think that's somewhere in here. And then my son, Jonathan and I co-authored a book. There's The Art of War. It's a little tiny itty bitty book. It's a phenomenal book. Don, have you read that one?
Parts of it I have, yes.
Yeah. And so I love that book too, because it's like, and so Jonathan and I wrote The Art of Seduction of the Masses. Now we're not going to get sidetracked, or maybe we will. Don't know where this one's going to go today. This one could go many different directions. And so, ladies, any thoughts, questions, anything any of you have?
Listen, guys, I have something. um, well, I was just curious on where all our other friends are today, especially you, Don. Like, didn't you have people that you were gonna to bring on for the next couple of weeks?
I don't think that I had committed to the next couple of weeks. I had committed to that 1 week. And so.
And they didn't want to come back?
They couldn't make it back today, but they'll be back.
Melissa, they have a good reason. So it's okay. They have a good reason.
Oh, as long as they have a good reason, then it's.
Yeah, see, your father, I have not been a good example to you as a man, because you learn that women, as long as they have a good reason, like for abandoning their father in his time of social autism in front of a whole bunch of other people, and there's new people, that you and your mother and sisters and others can go ahead and go and just leave your father, just to fend for himself with his social autism, as long as you have a good reason. And you guys definitely have a good reason, but you are trained that men, it doesn't matter. Like, there's no excuse, no reason, no nothing. And so you were not trained well in the world, if that makes sense, Melissa.
Of course.
So I want to apologize for being a poor father to you.
Yes. I forgive you in that department. It's utterly pathetic.
And Don, I don't know how you've trained your daughters, but somehow I trained my daughters to have a lot of sass. Like, they have no problem. Like, they have no problem sassing and not showing us white males over 50 the respect that we deserve. Like, so that would be all of my daughters. Some are, most of them they don't hide the dagger behind the smile.
Yeah.
They don't do that. They just show you the dagger.
Yeah.
There might be one of them that might go ahead.
Which one is that? Which one is that?
There was a big mite. That was a big mite. Mite.
Thank you, Don. Right. He's not like he
Which
doesn't.
one might? Which one might? Might be able to hide the dagger right in front of the smile.
I wouldn't answer that if I were you, Mark.
Oh, 10% is her.
No, I wouldn't do it. Just saying.
Oh, we already know who it is. We don't have to ask.
Yeah. Well, that's why you shouldn't say it.
Right. If you're stupid enough to have to ask, you know what? Your dad's
I just wanted to confirm it.
You're not going to indulge your father's. Again, I warned you all, don't get on this one. Do not get on this one. I warned you. You can't say I didn't warn you. Like, wow. So, all right. Anything else, ladies, that any of you have?
No, we just love hearing the sound of your voice as we're driving in the car. We're like, we don't want to listen to music. We want to listen to our father. That sounds like the best possible option.
I see a dagger shining through.
What? That was me. Jet twin. Are we not on this call? Did I insist on being on this call? Absolutely. I was like, we have to. I'm on this every week. I've been consistent being on this call almost every week for like a long time. I think
so. What's in it for you? What I want to know what's in it for you? Because everything.
I love the sound. I told you, Don. I just told you I love the sound of my father's voice.
Okay.
So
what does it drown?
I just think what?
What does it drown out?
Quick break here, just a commercial break here for you listening. Again, I warned you. I warned you all. And, for those that are looking for something significant, some significant conversation, that's not going to happen. Not because I'm not alone. And that's when all the significant conversations happen. It's not that. It's that I'm guessing that Melissa might be bringing back some fond memories for Don of his daughters.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So, anybody else have anything else?
No, I think we're good.
Really? Really? That's the best you guys have?
Are we supposed to have more? You're right. Oh, I have something more.
Don, do any of the women in your life, Don, ever ask you questions and then don't wait for the answers?
When do they not?
Right. It's genetic in them. Like it's
like Don, okay, let me ask you this. Don. Hey,
and then do any of the women in your life, Don, do any of the women
in your life? I am louder than you.
This is going to be really cool. Like, whoops, I don't know what happened.
I'm listening. I'm all ears.
Like, I don't know what happened. How did she get muted?
Excuse me. Sorry. I'm sorry. So I'm just curious.
Have you ever had them where they hate when you interrupt them, Don? Like they hate it. They're like, you interrupted me, honey, or you
As I was saying, don't you do it again. My
they just go ahead and interrupt. So they have no problem interrupting you. But boy, like, oh no, now she's left. Like, such a tragedy. Sheepers. Oh, my son, he's rescued us. Nice. So,
hello.
Good to have you here. Your sisters, they went ahead and just went ahead and hung up on your father because he wouldn't let them interrupt him.
I think she was interrupting. I mean, hanging up on the podcast itself. I mean, how cruel is that?
Right. Looks like there's a lot of trauma for me.
Yeah, yeah. Later today, you're going to have some trauma.
Right now. Ben, what would you like to accomplish today?
I'd like to figure out how to beat Tim and Angela.
How to do what?
Figure out how to beat Tim and Angela.
Beat them? You mean like physically beat them?
Be them.
Be like them? Oh, be them.
Yeah.
So you'd
Yeah.
like to learn how to be like Tim and Angela.
Yep.
Why?
Oh, I want to be the favorite child.
Don, just for those that don't know you, how many children do you have, Don?
5.
And boys and girls?
3 girls, 2 boys. I have 8 grandkids and 3 grandkids, great grandkids.
Okay. So do your children compete against one another for attention from you?
They do, but they all have their own way of doing it. And the 3 girls, let's put it this way: 4 of them think that there's one favorite.
Right.
Yeah.
When you say 4 of them, there were 5.
Yeah.
Oh, so the one that doesn't think they're the favorite, are they the favorite?
Yeah. Yeah. But actually, she thinks she's the favorite too, but she takes it with humility. So.
Do the
But I can tell you why they think that she's the favorite, but
do they call her the golden child?
No, they haven't used that term, but they've used many others. So, and the only reason that there's any glimpse of kind of favoritism is because she always met me halfway. She always met me halfway. She would come to me as well as I would go to her. Whereas the other kids are always stealth, and I was having to go to them, and they were holding the cards, kind of thing.
See, that's normal. That's a normal that's a normal thing. But for the kids that meet my dad halfway, they're viewed as lower people.
By who are they viewed by as lower people by?
Dad.
No.
He likes the kids that cause him issues.
Yes, I do understand that your dad loves trauma. He loves debate. He loves some sort of wrangling around. You might even say argumentative, but argumentative in the sense that if you lose an argument, you actually are the winner. You gain the most because the person that won the argument already knew the information.
Nice. Well, Ben, I'm glad you jumped on today. Anything else you'd like to accomplish?
I didn't accomplish the first thing.
So
I'm curious on what your thoughts are on what is it required to be like Tim and Angela? This is a recorded podcast, correct?
Yes, it is. It
Okay,
is.
perfect.
So, Elaine, I'm curious. You have 5 children. They're not as old as Don and I's children, but do your children compete for attention from you? Or is that just
100%.
a dad thing?
100%.
And how do you handle that?
You got to be very careful so you don't give one more than the other.
Maybe that was my mistake.
You weren't careful and you just chose belligerently. That word? Yeah.
So what's weird is I'm pretty confident that I was my mom's favorite child.
Are you
And
the only child?
now I have five siblings, five
Ah,
brothers. So there were six of us.
okay.
I have an older brother and two younger brothers, and then two younger sisters. And I'm pretty confident that all five of them knew that I was my mom's favorite, child. Um, you know,
Oh, I see what you're doing. Since you weren't your dad's favorite child, you don't want me to have that experience either. That's called jealousy, Dad.
so the thing is my
A
dad,
little envy going on here.
Roasted.
like my dad, he didn't go ahead and have a favorite child. He didn't have a relationship with any of the children.
Yeah, whatever you say.
I mean, you knew him,
I figured it out. Oh, I'm so sorry, Dad. I'm sorry you have that trauma.
right?
That's why I can never actually fulfill that spot in my life is because my dad wasn't able to, and so he's not going to let me able to.
What's
Well,
interesting because
I can see that this child has definitely learned some lessons from his father,
which one's that, Don?
the one that's on the phone.
Oh, I know that. What lessons has he learned?
How to keep coming at it.
You mean being sarcastic? Yeah,
Yeah,
I got
yeah,
that from my
yeah.
dad.
That kind of not really hidden sarcasm.
There's
What
no
stuff?
that brings back a lot of trauma. My son, the other one, the perfect one now.
The dead one?
What's that?
The dead one?
The dead one, yeah. Like
Got it.
he's not giving me troubles. He did the first year
We,
after he died.
you guys didn't go there, did you?
Oh no, we go there all the time, Don. When you
All right.
have
All
when
right.
you have yeah, when you have that much pain, it's crazy. Like we have to hold it back, but for you and Elaine, we don't care about the people listening to podcasts because we already told them don't listen. Do they listen? Probably not. I don't know why. But for you and Elaine, I don't know. You guys are going to be fine, so we don't have to hold back our humor. And
We're
so
holding back a little bit still.
we still are. It could don't feed us more. You feed the monster. And so Jonathan got me a sign and it says, my sarcasm is a defense against your stupidity. Like, and so my kids are just all intriguing. Um,
Some more intriguing than others, some more close with the dad, supposedly. Some like to stab him in the back and he loves it. He loves him more for that. Crazy.
so it's interesting because Alan Petlin, he's Jewish and he is from San Antonio. And so, who do you think my favorite son is, Ben?
Tim.
See, Ben's come a long ways because
Favorite alive child, Tim. Favorite
yeah, so
alive son, Tim. There we go.
Ben's come a long ways. I'm not saying that Ben uses drama like his four sisters and his mom. I'm not saying that he's studied the women in his life. And man, that guy knows how to do women stuff like crazy. But
Okay,
it,
mommy's boy.
in like I don't know, probably 2 years ago, a year or two ago, if I would have asked him who's my favorite son is, he'd have said Kenny.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So
I forgot
you'd
about that.
think that that the kids would be smarter than they are, but maybe not so much. Anyways, Alan Petlin, he hasn't given me the book yet, but he said something really interesting.
What did he
But
say?
But what we're going to do is we're going to continue this on the next podcast. So you've got to listen to the next one. I'm telling you, I've never heard what Alan shared with me. In 61 years, I've never heard, but it made all the sense in the world. So definitely stick around and share this podcast with other people. Don't worry. They won't think ill of you for watching the podcast. Well, maybe they will, but that's kind of fun when the people around you think ill of you. So it's going to be even more interesting than this one. Here we go.